Hi, welcome to 7 Facts, the channel where you'll get to discover little-known facts about every single country on this planet. In today's episode, we'll talk about the state of Washington as part of our series dedicated to the United States of America. Before we get into it, I would ask you to subscribe to my channel. In return, you'll get to explore the hundreds of videos that are already up, plus 2 brand new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Washington State has a very well-known name, and it is obviously often confused with the United States' other Washington, the capital. In fact, they are quite literally on the opposite sides of the country. So how did this happen? The name was given in 1853 to designate the territory from the northwestern corner of the United States. But initially, it was supposed to be called Columbia after the Columbia River. One representative from Kentucky, however, thought that this name would be too similar to the District of Columbia, which is what the DC means in Washington, D.C. So, to avoid confusion, he proposed the territory to be named after the first president, Washington. How on earth is this better? I don't think anyone understands, but that's how it is. If you like to surround yourself with green, lush forests, you might want to check out Washington. 52% of the land is covered by forests, and some of them are old. Mount Rainier National Park contains some of the oldest trees in this corner of the world, particularly in the Grove of the Patriarchs, where you get the privilege to witness trees of up to 1,000 years old and 8 meters thick. To be frank, the place looks like a scene from Lord of the Rings. Perhaps you were around when Twin Peaks first aired in 1990. Or maybe you fell in love with it more recently with the season added last year. If you did, here's a piece of info for you. The fictional town of Twin Peaks was in Washington. If you're a fan of the show, you'll know that the best place for a damn fine cup of coffee and a slice of cherry pie is at the Double R Diner, which is actually a real cafe in North Bend called Tweed's Cafe. But Washington isn't famous just for this one show. It's also where huge names like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains launched their careers. Jimi Hendrix, Bing Crosby, and even Sir Mix-a-Lot are all from Washington. Jeff Bezos. You know this name? You should, because that's the guy who founded the biggest online retailer in the world, Amazon. He started the company in Seattle, Washington in 1994 after quitting his job as vice president of a Wall Street investment firm. Amazon started in a converted garage and was initially called Cadabra Incorporated. But this name could easily be misunderstood as cadaver, so the URL was changed to relentless.com. But this didn't sound quite right either, so Amazon stayed. By the way, relentless.com still redirects to Amazon to this day. Go on, check it out. Today, Amazon has a net income of about $2.3 billion and about 542,000 employees worldwide. What's the capital of Washington? Seattle? Wrong, it's Olympia, a city 14 times smaller than Seattle. About 50,000 people live there, while the rest of Washingtonians, or at least 60% of them, live in and around Seattle and its metro area. Seattle is one of the iconic American cities, and probably the most iconic thing about it is the Space Needle. This observation tower was built for the 1962 World's Fair. It's 160 meters high and has a rotating restaurant at the top. Pumpkin Spice Latte. This drink has become synonymous with the American urban lifestyle, and it's particularly tied with one brand, Starbucks. This American company is present in God knows how many countries, and it's probably the #1 choice to get your daily dose of coffee. But the giant had humble beginnings in Seattle in 1971. At first, there was just one store in Seattle's Pike Place Market, and it remained a local business until the 1980s. Then, in 1987, Howard Schultz bought the store and transformed it into the brand we all know and love today. To give you an idea of just how big this company is, listen to these figures. It has almost 27,000 locations worldwide, with 8 other subsidiary brands, and has an annual revenue of $22.4 billion. What's in this picture? A tree? A rock? It's both. While Washington is home to many awe-inspiring forests, the Ginkgo Petrified Tree Forest in eastern Washington is one of the most unique. In the 1930s, highway workers digging up land for a new road found their progress hindered by pieces of a fallen tree as hard as a rock. These were fossilized or petrified remains of ancient trees. The government decided to set the land aside for a historic reserve and founded the Ginkgo Petrified Tree Forest, which soon became famous for its fascinating fossils. So these were 7 facts about Washington. I hope you enjoyed the video and will leave a like and subscribe. Share your thoughts and comments downstairs, and do check me out on Facebook or Twitter. You can offer your support even more by visiting my Patreon page and becoming a patron. I hope to see you next time. Bye.